20,500. That's how many of our service members were sexually assaulted in 2018, according to an anonymous survey conducted by the United States Department of Defense. So that breaks down to 13,000 women and 7,500 men. It's a big number and it's way too many. The men and the women of the United States military are ordered to protect and serve our country, but what happens when that trust is broken and they themselves need protection? There's a small building in Ormond Beach about an hour outside of Jacksonville with a big purpose. Inside, messages of hope and encouragement on the walls for the women who temporarily call Five Palms home.
I have dealt with sexual trauma my entire life, and when I joined the military, I thought it was over.
Because of confidentiality, we are not identifying this woman or which branch of the military she serves in. We're going to call her Jill. She's currently staying at Five Palms undergoing treatment. Jill wanted to share her story with us.
I've been sexually assaulted 6 times since I've been in.
All the women currently staying here have experienced MST. Those letters stand for military sexual trauma.
It took me a long time to be comfortable with talking about my situations.
Jill has been in the military for 4 years. She says she expected to feel safe and secure among her new brothers and sisters in arms.
I've met so many people that have been raped by their commanders, and they kept quiet because they were way higher ranking than the victim was, and they felt like nobody would believe them, or people would blame them or call them a slut.
Jill says she was sexually assaulted twice while on the job, once involving an officer.
And he was talking about sex and asking if I had a picture of my boobs, and I told him no because it's like, that's juvenile, I don't take pictures like that. And then he was like, oh, that's a shame. And then he was like, well, I don't want to be like, can I just see them? And then he just stared at me, like just waiting for me to just lift my shirt up, like it was like casual or something.
The military defines MST as any sexual activity that a service member is involved in against their will. That includes being pressured or coerced into sex acts or any threatening and unwanted sexual advances. Remember, Jill told us earlier she went through this 6 times.
There was this guy that was new and we had never met him before, so we were trying to make him feel welcome. And him and I were just having casual conversations about random things, about work and where he's from and where I'm from, stuff like that. And he forced himself on me.
The newest numbers released by the Department of Defense shows in 2018, more than 6,000 service members filed a formal report for a sexual assault that happened while they were serving. According to the DoD report, service members at the highest risk are women between the ages of 17 and 24.
Many times they've not been believed. Many times they've been scorned. Many times they feel they are being punished or they are being re-victimized by the system.
Dr. Amparo Benitez Broom is a psychiatrist at Five Palms. Her job is to build a trusting relationship with these women and provide the resources they need to overcome their sexual trauma.
And we're not casting any blame on them. They have been victims. We are here to help them heal.
According to the DoD, 1 in every 3 military members now choose to report their sexual assault. That's up from 1 in 14 in 2006. Jill admits she waited until the 4th time she was sexually assaulted to report it.
Did you feel like you were taken seriously?
No. Never.
She says it's because of the way she was treated when she told her superiors about what happened.
When I reported it, they asked my friends that were there that night, well, how much was I drinking? Like, was I talking to him a lot? What was I wearing?
That might be why many sexual assault survivors choose not to report it at all or wait years later.
I just got tired of being so bitter and being so angry.
Jill is now getting the help she needs at Five Palms. The program includes 28 days of residential treatment. Jill plans to leave the military and shed light on sexual assault because she feels the problem will only get resolved if more people talk about it.
Like, it's so refreshing to know that even when I feel alone, I know that I'm not, and I have proof that I'm not because all the girls here are absolutely amazing.
So we wanted to know what is being done about MST, and this is what we found out. Acting Defense Secretary Patrick Shanahan has established a sexual assault accountability and investigation task force. This is after Arizona Senator Martha McSally testified that she was raped while in the Air Force. In just the past few days, sexual harassment within the military has now been classified as a criminal offense. Shanahan says the Defense Department will take a holistic approach to eliminate sexual assault, and he says that includes efforts to prevent it, support it, and care for victims, and ensure the perpetrators are brought to justice.
I mean, the numbers are just staggering when you break it down. How
really
many
are.
people have survived sexual assault in the military? And you know, we have been previewing this story this week online, and it's gotten a tremendous amount of reaction on Facebook and all of our social media platforms, and some of it frankly, is pretty surprising.
Yeah, we're taking a look at some of those comments right there that I read. This is from one man who says, half the women that claim they were assaulted lie about it. They agree to sexual activity with a higher up, and when they are told to go do something, they yell rape. That's not up to me to make that decision. Once again, I'm telling you, we had 13,000 women, 7,500 men who say that they were sexually assaulted last year. And this is big, so big of a problem that the Department of Defense admits there is a problem. They're going to do something about it. So once again, I've seen a lot of those comments saying, well, these women are probably lying about it. They probably agreed to it. They felt bad, and then they just yelled rape. That's not up to you, me, or anybody to make that decision. What we know is the Department of Defense considers this something that is serious, and they want to make sure that it stops.
It's a problem that definitely needs to be addressed, and so we invite you to join in on the conversation right now on our First Coast News Facebook page and let your opinion be heard. Anthony, thank you for that report.